people joining us online, so they can see us on this owl up here, so just make sure you come up. So that our- All right, so we have a lot of guests with us this evening, and we have Sierra from our club that is going to welcome our guest speakers.
Hi, everybody. So we're actually going to have many of our guests, anyone that's hosting or is here on the Friendship Exchange, they're all going to introduce themselves during the program tonight. So other guests not a part of that is Jenny Hannenberger. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for coming. Would you like to share with us, if you could have one ethnicity of food for the rest of your life, what would you have? I know it's hard to pick just one. Greek, okay, thank you. All right, and then Ben Hansen, who has been a guest for a while, is also going to share.
Still a guest. Still here. Let's see, I think I would have to go with Chinese.
Chinese food, awesome. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks for coming.
All right, welcome. Eileen is joining us virtually.
We have Liz Evans and also Laura Lee.
All right, welcome. So we have some anniversaries this month. We have Jennifer who's with us, who's been in Rotary After Hours for 3 years. And then we have a couple people celebrating 2 years with us, Griffin Knoll, Phil Wainslick, Derek Peterson, Bradley Burke, and Neil Peters. So welcome. I'm glad you guys joined us. And then we also have a lot of birthdays this month. So earlier this month, we had Stephanie Doyle, Dearborn Augustine, Brianna Fame, Emily Lucy, and later this month, we have Dustin Lucky's birthday. So happy birthday to everybody. Youth committee, I don't have much of an update, but Mari is out west right now, I believe, hopefully having the time of her life as she travels the southwest area of the United States. We do have a new youth exchange student coming in August. She will be with us for most of the year next year. She's from, I'm totally blanking. I want to say Norway. I don't think that's right. Denmark. Denmark, thank you. So, and I believe we are still looking for 2 host families for the second and third host family. She will be going to the Onalaska High School. So if you know anybody, it doesn't have to be you, they don't have to be a Rotarian, reach out to myself, Laura, Phil, Brianna, Lisa, any of them can help connect you. All right, service and social announcement. Phil is not here this evening, so I can do the service announcement we have the River Fest fencing at Riverside Park Wednesday, June 28th, from about 4 to 6. That is a big project. We have to count in the post and put up fencing for Riverfest, and we could use as many people as possible at that. So if you can come, if you can't get that there at 4, that's okay. You can come later. Bring work gloves if you have them. It seems to always rain, I feel like, but we've always beat the storm. So I would, if you can be there, please come, bring friends, family. The more people we have, the quicker we can get done. And this is something that you get paid for volunteering, and then that money goes to polio. So it's kind of an important little service / fundraiser for our club. And then this year we also have Country Room as a volunteer opportunity. That's another one where if you volunteer, you can get paid. I don't think like our club is doing that as a whole. I think you can just go sign up for what works for your schedule. And you might get to hear a free concert if you volunteer. So you get paid for that. Yeah. Yep. So the club gets paid for that. So I don't know how much it is. But
I think you get paid per hour.
yeah, per hour volunteering.
Yeah, and then whatever you like rack up for the amount, they at the end will calculate and write a check to the club.
Yeah, that sounds right. So it's on our calendar on our website. There should be a link there. If not, I would say contact Phil for more information. So Deb, you want to do social update? Okay, Nathan, do you want to talk about the tank for purpose or do you want me to do that?
You can go ahead.
Okay, so every Tuesday this month, at Pearl Street Brewery, they are donating $1 for each pint and $3 for each growler to our club. After the meeting tonight, I know some people are heading over there, from 7 until 8 to, hopefully raise some money for our club, so, but you can go any Tuesday this month. And all of that, I think, I heard that it's already been like $50, just from last week, so. Great opportunity on Tuesday this month. Alyssa, do you want to talk about RAH the vote, or RAH the end of the year?
Right. So it used to be called Rock the Vote, but now that we do a slate, we're changing the name slowly through everything. So it's gonna be Rock the End of the Year Party. It will be at Top Shots. We're just hosting a big celebration for all the great things we did this year, as well as bringing in the new board members and all the future things we're gonna do. So right after the next meeting, we're gonna go over to Top Shots. We are going to have 3 games, so pool and darts, some social, and then there will be a open bar from 7 to 9 for everybody to just thank you guys for all the hard work you do. And we will also have a photographer there, so please wear your Rotary gear so that when we get those photos back, we have some pretty good marketing photos as well. So double duty. Come join us.
Thank you. That's usually a fun event and usually it's well attended, so I'd encourage you to come if you are able. This is just a reminder for the type for purpose at Pearl Street Brewery. Some upcoming area Rotary Club events. So every Thursday, if you weren't aware, is Moon Tunes down at Riverside Park. I think it starts around 5:30 and goes till about 8. It's a free concert, super fun. I mean, we usually do social there at some point, so keep an eye out for that. This Friday is Lobster Fest, which is Rotary East big fundraiser. In August, we have the Rotary Valley View doing a golf outing. The Lord Crescent Rotary is doing their Apple Block bike tour in August. And then just to save the date, Avenues of Service is on August 16th. And that's kind of a big celebration to celebrate all the accomplishments of the club in the area. Another fun event that will be at the waterfront this year. Friendship exchange is what we'll be talking about this evening. But I just wanted to mention that I got an email. There are going to be some guests from Chile coming, and they were looking for host families. Don't know if they still are or not.
They're
but
not.
They aren't. Okay, then never mind. Ignore my
The Poland one is.
Poland.
And
Okay,
it's a young group, like.
okay. For Poland. Okay, so there are some people coming from Poland in July, and they are still looking for those families. Sounds like there's a lot of young people coming, so if you have any interest in hosting 1 or 2 people, you can reach out to me and I can connect you to the right person to get that lined up. I think it's July 7th through the 9th, and you don't have to keep them entertained the whole time. My understanding is there's other things going on, so kind of a place to sleep, some meals, and just keeping them entertained. Does that sound right? You guys can talk about it.
Yes.
All right. So. All right, and then Sierra, we have the foundation minute. So this is something new, just kind of to get everyone familiar with the foundation. So I'm doing it each meeting, yeah, probably.
And it's gonna be 1-ish minutes, okay? So we're gonna start just by talking about the 7 Rotary areas of focus. So this is what determines if you are applicable for a grant, and it's just what Rotarians work on around the world. So today we're starting with supporting education. I think that will relate a little bit to what we're hearing today during our program. And so Rotary takes action to empower people of all ages through education. So around the world, 17% of people that are 15 years or older are illiterate. So there is still a big need for education at every age. And so some ways that Rotary supports this around the world is through teacher training, Rotary scholarships, educating refugees, coaching teachers. There's also the Rotary Action Group Against Slavery. And so they do a lot of work with education as well for people that maybe haven't had that opportunity that normally would have. Some ways that our club has helped with that is the little free libraries. Also with Razia's bus project in Afghanistan, helping with that project, helping build 3 classrooms in Uganda, and promoting English as a second language in Panama. So we're hoping to do another global grant in the future, maybe related to supporting education, maybe not, we will see. But that is the Rotary Minute. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, any other announcements that anyone has from this evening? Otherwise, I would turn it over to our speaker. All right, tonight we have Jennifer sharing her experience with the friendship exchange to India.
Thank you. Right. Well, hello. Thank you for having me this evening. Very excited to share more about my experience to India. As you can see in the audience, have a lot of the folks with me here tonight that were with me on the experience, as well as who we stayed with in India. So really a lot of my program tonight is simply sharing my experience, some photos, and talking more about the friendship exchange as a whole. But before we dive in, I just want to take 2 minutes or less to introduce everybody. So if I can get Carrie and Nikki and Dean and Nancy to help me introduce all of our guests. So if everybody that is part of the exchange would like to come up really quick, please.
You too. Just us or the Indian?
Everybody.
Oh, everybody.
Yep.
You're good.
Yeah, do you want to come down by me? So I'll introduce my guests first. So we have Dr. Shetty and his wife, Shushma. And then I have Dr. Sanjay and his wife, Sheetal. And then Nikki, if you want to.
I have Sharika and Sajeev at my house. I stayed at their house in India and now they're in my home.
And I have Dr. Renu Patton Shetty.
Yes, and she's a wonderful guest in my home. Dean and I have Matun and his wife Upali at our house.
Great. And many of us stayed in those folks' homes when we were in India. So it's been a really great experience to now welcome them into our homes in Wisconsin. So thank you for joining me very quickly up front here. We will take, if everybody can just stick around after the meeting for one group photo. Yeah, we'll do that following the program. Yep, we'll do that, but we're gonna do a flag exchange as well. And then Raymond has something for our club as well. Our group loves pictures. They love pictures. So we're gonna take one big group picture at the end if everybody wouldn't mind just sticking around. So to start, where we traveled in India is the southwestern corner. So when you think about the entire country, you know, you look at the United States and different things. So they have states just like how we do. So where we started our trip was Goa, and then we traveled much of Karnataka. So to the right on the screen is more of a blown up picture of a bunch of the stops that we made. But then in the bigger photo of India, so that is the small place or portion of the country that we traveled. So the first day we came to Goa, we were greeted by a club of Rotarians who picked us up from the airport, and we made our way into Panji. Am I saying that? Panji. And And so it was very nice to see what they look like, thriving and fully grown. So I had to make sure to show Ashton, what they were supposed to look like, because they're dead in my house, but thriving indeed, yes. And then we were able to actually, visit this small restaurant, and they had, People's Lager, which was a, beer that is brewed in Goa. I'll let you read it. Okay, technical difficulties. In the meantime, I can describe to you my dress. This is called a sari. This is traditional Indian garments that the women wear. We did a lot of shopping in India, and it was very hard to not come home with all of them because they are very beautiful fabrics, which in American dollars are very inexpensive. So I have a couple of them at home. And Sushma had to wrap me up because it's a lot of fabric, and you wrap it around yourself, and then you pleat it and you pin it, and there's a lot that goes into it. So while she was wrapping me up tonight for the meeting, I asked her, at what age do you learn to do this? And she said, before you get married. So that makes sense. I get married in October. So I will make sure that I learn how to do this before I get married in October. And then she was gracious enough to give me some jewelry to wear tonight. I also learned, she gifted this bangle to me. As white is a traditional color in America for a bride, red is the traditional color for a bride in India. Can any of the women share why that is, or is that just a cultural tradition? Just a cultural tradition. Okay, sounds good. And then what Nancy's wearing, could you stand up and show your garment? I have the hardest time actually saying this word. It's chudador. Okay, so it's like a pant suit kind of. So it's pants and then a longer dress top. And that's good. Yes, they are extremely comfortable. Came home with a few of those as well. We had a nice dinner at the Freight House last night where all of us ladies wore those, and that was a fun night out. Back up and running. Perfect. We're good. Okay. Sorry about that. No, that's fine. Okay. So beyond our first couple of days in Goa, we went to the coastal side of Goa. So where you saw on the map, I'll go back a little bit, we stopped at the beach area, and we swam in the Indian Sea, right? Arabian Sea, sorry. And so as you can see, Daryl, who is Carrie's husband that joined us, they brought out these fish and prepared those for us. That was our meal that day. There are wild cattle and cows walking around freely. They're not wild, they are actually somebody's, but they just roam everywhere. They're not fenced in. So there were a bunch of cows and cattle on the beach, but I made sure to take a selfie. And there's our group swimming in the ocean. That was a lot of fun. I don't think I ever thought in my wildest dreams that I would be swimming in the Arabian.
The cow was nice enough to pose with you.
Yes, he was. And one thing about the cows, if you hit them because they walk in the middle of the road, if you hit them, you get fined by the farmers, right? Yes, the farmer will come after you because you hurt their cow. But so you have to really watch out for them because they are literally in the middle of the road, laying down in the middle of the road. We visited a lot of people's landmarks while we were in India. So when we think about the history of the United States and the rest of the world, we are a very young country. So with the monuments and temples and things in India, they go back centuries. So there was a lot to see, a lot of history, rich culture and things like that. So we had tour guides that were able to walk with us and describe the art and the architecture and things like that. So that was very interesting and nice to learn about. I mean, because you wouldn't know for. So we went to help me with this group, the Shri Mangesh Temple in Goa. Mangesh. Okay, so that was one of the oldest temples in Goa.
Yes.
Okay, I'm remembering my facts. And then we went to the Katakal temples in Bangkok. Okay. I'm good. This was a very neat area where they had multiple, buildings and things. So that was very neat to go through all of that with a lot of, like, what would you call that? Art that was ingrained into the walls and things, carved into the structures themselves. And then anybody that knows me knows I'm a crazy cat lady. Oddly enough, that little kitten that I'm holding, not strangling, but holding, that cat followed me around the entire temple tour for like 2 hours. It was very cute, very little, just kind of followed me around.
I don't think we're supposed to touch it though.
We weren't supposed to touch the animals, but I didn't care. It was very adorable. And if it weren't for being in India, I probably would have brought home. But yeah. Some more temples that we visited, the Badam Hindu Cave Temple. Again, a lot of the architecture was with carvings and things into the stone. As Rainu likes to say, never ever entertain the monkeys. They are trouble. They will steal things out of your pockets. They will steal your hat. They would steal my little paw clip right out of my hair. So we were made aware to not mess with the monkeys. And then help me with this one. We went to, it was a very sacred place where we went through and got the holy water. Can you?
Badami, this is. Right, Anshankri. Badami, where you went to Patakal and.
Yes, and what was the significance of that?
That is an,
It's a
goddess, it's a goddess.
Got it. So we went through and we had to wait in this line, well, there were hundreds of people waiting in this very long line. But we were able to go ahead and touch holy water and see this shrine almost. And it was a very, very, everything is very colorful with the paint chalk and everything like that. So the Galgambas, am I saying that correct?
Yes.
In Bijapur. This is the second largest dome ever built. And this is next in size to St. Peter's Basilica. So this is larger than the dome in
In the Vatican, the same.
yeah, but what's the other one? Why am I blanking on the name of it? Taj Mahal, yes, thank you. So this is larger than the Taj Mahal. This was probably the coolest experience audibly that I have ever had. So when we went to the very top of the dome, we were able to go up inside of the dome here in the two larger pictures. So in the two bottom photos are from the top, or the second one to the left. Is from the top. And our tour guide was able to go to the other side and literally go, and it would echo like 100 times. I wish I had the audio for it, but it was something like you would never experience. It was quite wild. So that was a very unique experience. And very cool to know that this is the second largest dome ever built. Some more, what's the name of this one?
Ibrahim Rosa.
Okay.
This is called as Ibrahim Rosa.
Brian Rosa? Brian Rosa in Bijapur. Okay, so those were a lot of the temples and landmarks that we were able to visit throughout our time there. One of the other stops that we had, other than of course the sightseeing tours, were a government hospital in Hubli. And what's unique about this experience was that we were able to sit down with hospital administration, a nurse and a doctor, and actually talk about the significance of what this hospital does in the Hubli community. The Hubli Rotary Club, which is all women, one of 5 clubs in India, if I remember correctly. No, okay, maybe I'm thinking one of the 5 clubs in Hubli. Okay, 12 clubs in Hubli. So the club that we were working with, all women, brought this project to our attention when we went and visited this hospital. This is a photo that I took from the outside. And then of course, in their boardroom of the other photo, we ended up partnering with them. Our club donated $1,000 towards this project in order for the global grant to move forward. And so with the Holman Rotary Club, the Wisconsin Dells Rotary Club, and then the La Crosse Downtown Club and our club, we were able to raise enough money alongside the global grant and then their club, where they were able to purchase 5 dialysis machines to be placed in this hospital. So as we speak, this project is moving forward and the dialysis machines will be placed in the hospital within the next 2 weeks. So Dean has been in a lot of contact with NEPA, who is the head of this whole project. So Dean, did I miss any key
Nope, you did it.
details on that?
That's exactly what the project is right now.
Yeah, sounds good. So I will keep our club updated because this is a really neat opportunity for us to be involved in. I didn't have the opportunity to go into the unit simply because of the privacy of the patients and the time that we had there. But just know that it was something that is very needed in that hospital. The government funded hospital it was very, very busy. And when I say very, very busy, there were people that had been there for days, standing outside, waiting to be seen because it's free care for them. And so being able to have those machines is literally life-saving for people.
Jennifer, they did say that the hospital agreed if the Rotary Club of Hubli provided the machines, hospital staff would staff them for free, maintain them for free, and 600 dialysis treatments per month would happen on these machines for free.
Great. Yeah, that's important information. Thank you for sharing. So a little bit more about the program as a whole. Other than, of course, this being just an incredible experience and a life-changing experience as a whole, I would say that this definitely has brought lifelong friends to my life, definitely lifelong memories and experiences to my life, and really just opened my eyes to the power of Rotary throughout the world. I've done a lot of traveling internationally and domestically to see, the Rotary signs along the road when you enter into a town, or a Rotary clock or something that shows Rotary is in that town. But to see the power across the world and see 2 different clubs that are in 2 completely different parts of the world come together and create a project was something very, very powerful to see. And so some of these photos, in the upper left, that was a school in Dandeli. That was the school in Bijapur.
No, that is Sanakal
Yeah, that's the Dandeli school.
No, there's one, Dandeli picture is not this. You went to a school in Dandeli also, you went to a school in Bijapur. Yes, Sanakal. Sanakal, which Hubli and Dandeli.
I know we went to 3 schools, and this is the same school.
This is the Bijapur where you went and took 2 kids there, remember? And we went to have food with the nuns and the sisters. This is.
Yes, that's this. Yes, same one. That was in Bijapur?
Yes,
Okay.
village neighborhood.
It all starts with lunch. We made a lot of stops, let me tell you. So Beach Forest School, the school, the second picture to the left, that school was built alongside a German Rotary Club. And so again, to see two clubs like that from two very different parts of the world support each other in a project like that to provide education was very powerful. We also visited several clubs, so we attended club meetings while we were there. As you can see, we did flag exchanges. This is the all ladies hooply club. That was quite the night. We were dancing. They threw flowers in our hair. We had all sorts. It was a party. Let me tell you that. So that was a lot of fun. And then we actually attended their Rotary District Conference, which is the bottom left photo there. Here's just some random photos that were taken. We stopped for ice cream one of the nights. This is the photo of Dave Clemens. He's a Rotarian down in the Wisconsin Dells. He's part of the Rotary Friendship Exchange program. That's us at the beach. There was a festival. They were going to, what was that?
Going to a fair.
A fair.
Yes.
Okay, there were
Village.
thousands of carts, like what you see in that middle picture with Spear carrying carts like that and decorated like wagons and trucks and things that we passed for hours. And when I say thousands, that is not even an exaggeration. I don't know that I've ever seen something quite like it. But they were heading towards the festival, and so took a lot of pictures of that. That was neat. We were able to visit a sari making factory. So that's what that middle bottom picture is. They put us in some sari. We have a picture of Macoon's factory. He remind me.
It's a foundry.
A foundry, excuse me. So people working there, we were able to visit where his place of business. And then again, the spear in the middle of the road. That's very much what that looks like. And lots of motorcycles. And then my favorite memory of the entire trip was visiting the children. I don't have kids of my own. A lot of my friends have children. I wouldn't necessarily even say that I'm kid friendly. But something about this experience visiting those children really changed my life. They were so excited to see us. They sang to us, they giggled, they smiled. All they wanted to do was say hello and shake our hands and introduce themselves and smile. And it was the most heartwarming experience I think I've ever had in my life, and I will carry that with me forever. They were just beautiful children that, you know, whether they have a lot or a little, they were just happy to be there. And it's heartwarming to know that they're getting a good education at the schools that they have. A lot of those brought to them by Rotary. And so we were able to spend time with them there. And that was by far my favorite part of the trip, was visiting with them. Okay, and then more pictures of us in our host. You can see me and my other sari. I did not wrap myself in that. The host that we have in the bottom middle photo there, the Kati's, his wife wrapped me in that before we left one day. That's the other sari I have at home. Beautiful garments. Like I said, I promise I will learn how to do that before I get married. Us with our host family, and Mukund and Renu and, yeah. Okay, and a little bit more about the friendship exchange as a whole, and then, I'll hand it over. The host, it's essentially what the program is that you host and visit Rotarians around the world. So the basis of it was that we signed up with the district on the trip that we wanted to go on. It was arranged for us to go to India. that was essentially what it was. We purchased our ticket and the rest was a surprise. Literally, didn't even know what to pack, so there's a lot that I, in hindsight, would have packed, and a lot that I didn't even touch in my suitcase. Which didn't show up until a week after I got home. It looked like it fell from the sky, but we still got it back. And then, of course, now our guests that we stayed with are here, which has been a really great experience to show them our home, because they graciously welcomed us into their home and showed us around where they live and their everyday life and their culture. It was a great experience to eat what they eat every day, get to doing their routine. They eat dinner at 10 p.m. Okay, I would fall asleep at the dinner table. I go to bed at 10 o'clock. And so it was a really great experience to, of course, live the way that they live. Again, experience different cultures, build lasting friendships and greater international understanding and goodwill. Like I said, the cultural differences have been really eye-opening, but really great experiences that I will now have a better understanding when I travel internationally, and just have a better understanding when you meet people in general. Promotes appreciation for cultural diversity, and then involvement in international projects. So it is really cool to know that our club is involved in something that I was able to go and see with my own eyes and be able to provide updates to the club. I know that Dean and Nancy have been on friendship exchanges and have gone down to Peru several times on projects that they've been involved in. And so it was just neat to see all the different projects that the Rotary clubs have been involved in overall. So all the information is out on the Rotary 6250 page website. I really encourage everybody to go and check out the information. They post the trips well in advance, it seems. You can choose what sounds most interesting to you. I chose India because I don't know that I would have ever chosen there to go on my own, and it was probably the most culturally diverse place on the list, and I knew that I wanted to visit there someday, and felt that this was going to be the most unique and rewarding experience for my travel. And I can't say it enough, it's been life-changing and one of the best experiences I think I will ever have in my life. So highly encourage you all to check it out.
You were signed up before COVID.
Oh, yeah, and I was signed up before COVID, and then it got canceled. Damn COVID. So it was really nice to be able to go the second, or well, to go this time around. Okay, and that's it. Does anybody have any questions that either I or my guests can answer? Because they probably know a lot more than I do. Yes.
Something absolutely on the district committee, and the places that are chosen to go are based on feedback, or you can call the district committee or send them a message and say, hey, I'd like to make a connection in India. Then we start to plan it. That's how we get our destinations. So you have to say, hey, I'd like to go to Brazil. Well, she's gonna start making connections for us in Brazil, and we'll put a team together. We put a group together. So that's how their destinations are picked. We have an idea where you, hey, I'd like to go here. It's a great read experience. So just want to throw that out there. If you have an idea, let the district committee know. Bring them up.
And to give a plug, even for the Poland exchange folks that are coming, a little bit more about the experience on the inbound side of things. So the last few days, they've come into our home. We've provided meals. We've had activities. Some of the things we've done here in La Crosse, we've taken them to dinner to the Parade House. We went to Granddad's. We did a walking history tour of downtown La Crosse. We did the riverboat cruise. You know, some of us have still had to work throughout the day, so other Rotarians or even spouses have been able to fill in to logistically get people to where they need to go. Our friends are very exhausted, as were we when we visited them, so it is okay if you run them ragged. We do have to still schedule some time for sleep, but hopefully they're having fun. But it's not terrible as far as the time commitment. It's really just providing, you know,
your everyday life for them to experience and be able to get them to the planned places that they have. Nikki is part of the committee that plans these things, so I imagine that there are events that are planned for the Poland folks. That if there is anything that a host, if you're a host for a Poland family, you know, you would know where to take them at what time, or you would be involved if you'd like to participate in what they are doing.
So, Edwin Voss is the head of that exchange. And we do have a couple extra, or a couple more people that we do need a host family for. Just while they're here the 7th through the 11th of July. It is a very exciting group. Jennifer said earlier, you need to entertain them. They will entertain you. I went on a full exchange. And so we do need a little extra help with that one. You said the Chileans are covered. Yeah, we do need a little more help with the Poland exchange. It's a really fun, vibrant group. So if you have an interest for a weekend to host them, that would be terrific.
Fun fact about Poland, Polish blackberry is not a thing in Poland. My mom already asked.
It's not even there.
Yeah, they looked at her really funny. Any other questions?
Or how long, like, they're out?
20 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did have a couple of days, of course, for travel. It took us close to 40 hours worth of travel to get there and home. Just because of how far it was, but the layovers weren't terrible, probably 6 or 7 hour layovers. But they went really quick.
Includes the time.
And then, yeah, that included the time difference as well. Yep, and then we picked the folks up in Chicago. And then tomorrow they will come to the Home and Rotary Club, and then they go and stay in Wisconsin Dells. And then after a few days in the Dells, they go to Mount Forest. So they'll be here for 10 days and go through several clubs. Any other questions?
Do we continue to do immunization days in India? I would think we do. Our proximity to Pakistan and Afghanistan would suggest that we have to continue immunizing kids against polio in India.
Yes,
Yeah,
we recently had.
I don't know the answer, so.
We recently had an N polio, 2 Rotarians who flew from USA. To India and around the world to collect the polio fund. They just visited our club in Belgaum. And yes, 2 are flying to collect more funds for the N polio program. And it is going on, it's going on.
I think one of the things that's interesting about India is that at a point in time, it was suggested that India would never be polio free. Simply because of the social environment, health and one thing and another. It's to the credit of the people of India that they actually have been polio free now for a number of years.
2011 onwards.
Yeah, and I walk door to door with some very authoritative women. They'd knock on the door and they would look at the child and say, that child has polio because you didn't get them immunized. And by golly, I'll tell you, when you go there, it's just absolutely incredible. Millions and millions of children are immunized. I think the birth rate is something like 6 million babies are born every month in India. And at a point in time, those children come online and they need that polio vaccine. So for those of us who are supporting the polio fund, please let us not hesitate at all. We need to continue making our contribution.
Yes.
Any other questions? Otherwise, I'll hand it back over to Ashley, and then we'll do the flag exchange and such after she wraps up. Thank you for listening to me ramble.
Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing your experience and all of you for being here with us tonight. We appreciate it, and I'm sure some of us will be around after if you want to talk. And like Jennifer said, we will do a group picture here as I wrap up. So just a reminder, our next meeting, it is the last one of the Rotary year. So I will be and after our meeting, we'll be heading to Top Shots for the Rotary year party. That's 2 weeks from today, and we will be meeting here at the base. All right, then I think that's it. So if everyone wants to stand, do the 5-way test.
I have club. I'd like to present our club.
Okay. Of all the things we think, say or do, is it?
Is it fair? Will it build equal and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Will it be?
All right, I don't think there's any committee meetings tonight. You want to do the flag exchange?
Sure. Yeah, if everyone can just hang tight, we'll do a quick flag
Yeah.
exchange.
Flag exchange, Craig, and then a photo, and then.
Ashley, who wants to do a presentation?
And so that we know.
Yeah. That's fine. They were MIA.
Are you- you want to do it?
Good evening, friends.
Oh, can we get?
Good evening. I come from Belgaum, Karnataka. And I belong to Rotary Club of Belgaum, District 3170. I bring greetings from our club and I would like to present the club flag to you.
We are an 87-year-old club with 97 members, with an annual giving of $100,000 to TRF.
Oh, wow.
Just one. zone.
And our 100% PHF club.
100% for PHF.
100% PHF.
Wow. Thank you. It's been a joy.
I guess I should have.
There goes the center.
Do the picture.
There we go. Now it's.
There you go.
Very nice.
Very good.
That looks good.
Okay, look here. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Wait, one more for McCoon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Announce Reno's. Jennifer, call attention again.
I apologize. One more announcement from Renu.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Reifu from Rotary Club of Belgium South. And Mukund and Sanjeev, please come. We are from the same club. I will share the, exchange the flag tomorrow along with the district flag. This is a short and a sweet thank you to the lovely lacrosse after us club from District 3170 and from my Rotary Club of Belgium South.
And we are the governors club.
We are the governors, present governors club.
All right.
Let me, wait, hold on, let me get a picture. There we go. There we go.
Okay, now look here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we got it. Thank
Okay, let me tell you one more thing. I have become a major donor for this.
All right, and now for the one big group picture, we will get one picture on one phone and we'll share it with everybody. Yes, we'll do it right over here on the stage. So if we'd like to stagger ourselves. And then if our Indian friends could be in the front, that would be great.
I need everybody, yes.
Yes, thank you very much, McCoon.